Okay, guys, Merlin here. We've had lots of questions about our guild hall, what the purpose of the guild hall is, what levels mean for a guild, why we're donating, what we get back, all those kind of things. So I'm going to do a real brief video that kind of gives us an overview of what we're doing with the guild hall, why we're doing it, how we can get buffs and other things in the guild hall, and how we could donate as individual players in the guild. One of the things I want to stress right away, that the first thing is that we're not all about trying to max out our guild hall and make this big, huge, monolithic thing out of it. We're just kind of going through and we're doing it and having fun and trying to make our guild more powerful. But it's a long, long journey and it's very expensive, and many people need to donate and participate if we're going to get anywhere even close to like maxed out as a guild. And that isn't actually the end goal of our guild. Our goal is to have fun, but part of one of the things that helps us to have fun is to have a good guild hall and to have good buffs that come along with it. So the first thing I'm going to start out with is just something very simple. When you log in and you go to Guild tab, I'll actually show you how to do it so that everyone knows. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. You don't have to start in the guild hall, obviously. You can just go to the Guild tab and click Guild Hall on the first one here, and it takes you right there. So that's the main thing. And by the way, when you want to leave the guild hall, it's the exact same button I just showed you, right? If you go to the guild hall, you leave the guild hall, you go right back to where you were. You just saw me do it, so I'm not going to repeat the process, right? So the first thing you should do when you go to the guild hall is reinforce your armor, because it's right there. It's always a good thing to do. And then go and check your buffs. There's a bartender guy over here. This is eventually, I think, going to be an actual tavern. But this is the tavern guy, the bartender. And you can change these buffs at any time you want, as many times as you want. Right now, I have this one here comes with the guild because we've upgraded the guild hall. But then we have another one. I have the karma boost, but I can change it to a gathering boost. See, now I have gathering, where I can do experience. It doesn't cost anything. It's free. There's no gold. So, you can change the different kinds of buff that you get in the guild hall at any time you like, as many times as you like 1,000 times a day. Doesn't matter. And please take advantage of this. We spent a lot of money as a guild to make sure that we can have buffs available for the players. And I want to stress also that there are some buffs that we have that are hidden. Actually, like we have a 5% discount on all the waypoints that you use. That's one of the buffs that we have. And we have a speed buff in the guild hall itself, which is right here. There's things that we've buffed from growing as a guild that have already made us stronger and better. So that's a good thing. But always make sure that you come here and you get your most current buff that you want. I like to use Karma just simply because I can get everything else I need whenever I want it. Okay? So that's the first thing you want to do. You want to, reinforce your armor, and then you want to make sure your buffs are current. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to loot the guild hall. Right now, our guild hall isn't, exceptional in terms of the number of nodes and things that we have because we're a newer guild. But if you go up to here, you can see there's some lumber, so wood, metal, and then leather and cloth. So you go over here, right up the hill from where you come in, and you loot this, and you can loot it every single day. And it's a really useful thing. It's not a lot, but I wouldn't be surprised if you're getting close to 1 gold a day just by coming to the guild hall and looting it. So it's something you should be doing literally every day. I have a glyph of reaping, which is why I took all of it. Okay? So, that's 3 things right now, right? Reinforce your armor, check your buffs, and loot the guild hall. Now, if you're a good guildmate, and I understand, people are at different places in the game, the next thing you should be looking at is, can I make a small contribution to the guild? Now, you see all these different merchants and stuff. Most all of them, if you click on, not all of them, but most of them, if you click on them, you can actually see what we need as a guild. And how you do that, and I mean in the guild hall, and how you do that is you click and you say, what upgrades? What upgrades do we need? And it brings up this window right here. You don't need to concern yourself with this. What you need to do is look at the treasury. And you can see, oh, here's everything we need as a guild. Okay? What do we need? Do I have any of this stuff? And then you literally can go to your bank and you can pick up a couple things that you might have in stock in your inventory or your material storage or in your bank tab, and you can contribute. Every single person in the guild can contribute, and I encourage you to do so because the guild hall is very, very expensive, and I donated hundreds and hundreds of gold, and so did some other people. But at some point, it becomes literally a group effort, or we fail. So I can't encourage enough. I don't expect people to put like massive amounts of materials in here, but if you can give a couple of this and a couple of that, it's a huge thing. And again, it's the treasury tab, and you can go up to almost any merchant. I'll pick another merchant. This one, same thing. What upgrades? It's always the what upgrades question. And it brings up the window, and you go to the treasury. So now I know, just because I know, I have some Imperial Stars fragments in my bank. So I'm going to go and I'm going to find some. And you actually don't even need to leave the guild hall to get to your bank. You can go to the scribing station here and just click on that. And you can literally open your bank and your material storage. So I'm going to find, I have some Imperial Stars. I knew this already because I was looking at them the other day. I'm going to go back to one of these merchants, open the same thing, what upgrades, and this is the little window that comes up. If it gives you the possibility, if it appears here, you can donate. That's what this means. If you're on here and you have stuff in this area, you can donate. And you don't have to give all of them. So you can even break the stack. Like, you don't have to give 50 or 100 or whatever thing it is. You can actually, like, I'll just close it, and you can actually like decide how many you want to give before you give them to the guild hall. You know what I mean? You don't have to bring your entire stack of stuff. You can look and see, oh, we need 20 max, so it's going to be 5. If you go over the number, it'll tell you how many more we need. So we only need 5. I'm fine with donating 5. So I drag this over here. It only puts 5 in. This doesn't mean everything else disappeared, by the way. It's still in my inventory. It just means there's no more that needs to be given. So then I confirm, and now we're full.
Don't worry,
we have everything we need.
Everything will be fine.
And I'll give another example. Obsidian shards. Okay. And again, I don't expect people to give everything away. That's not the point of this. The point is to know how to do it. Right? So let's just do a few obsidian shards. We don't have to do our whole stack of stuff. What are those going to be here? Let's just do like 10. If everyone gets like 5 or 10 of stuff, we'll get there really fast. This isn't a race. We just want to do it nice and steady, and everyone contribute a little bit here and there. You go to upgrades again, go to the treasury, and it lets me put 10 in. Now let's watch, confirm. Now we have 10 of 80. Okay? So, now to the bigger question. Why are we doing this? And how does the whole thing work? Well, if you notice, let me see if I can give, first of all, I'll just give a brief summary. How everything works is basically you have to have favor. I'll show you what favor is. You have to have favor as a guild, and you get favor from running guild missions. Okay?
What is it that you need?
Let's look at what is available. We have to have favor, and then we have to we have to be able to have enough Ethereum, which is in our mine, and then we have to have all the materials to make an upgrade. I actually asked people not to do any upgrades, but they did them anyway. So now I can't demonstrate it for you. I was going to do an upgrade, but someone already did it, even though I asked everyone not to do it. So that's okay. I mean, people are, excitable. But you get favor from doing missions, okay? And then you have to use all the materials and the Ethereum from your mine. You have to have favor and Ethereum to make an upgrade. And when you do an upgrade, it gives you experience. And then the experience raises the level of the guild. And when the level of the guild goes up, then we have more upgrades available. Because upgrades are available based on the level of the guild and the stuff that you have. Like we could do this one, perhaps, if we had like enough favor and stuff, but you have to have the right level as a guild to make upgrades. So in essence, it's a big circle. And the culmination of the circle is the higher that we go up as a guild, the more buffs we have and the more powerful we are as players. So we have to do guild missions, which are in the guild tab. To get favor, we did 2 today. We get favor from those, like this one was 300 favor, this one was 300 favor. Then we use the favor and the materials and the Ethereum to make upgrades. And then when we do an upgrade, our guild level goes up and we can do more upgrades in the guild hall. So this is all about how the whole scheme in the game works in terms of why we're making these upgrades, what they do for us. Like one of the upgrades that we did recently from this particular merchant makes it so that we can literally claim towers, claim camps, all that kind of stuff. Like we did one recently, I can't remember if it was this one, yeah. We did this one, so now if anybody's playing in World vs. World, because we made this upgrade in the guild hall, now people who are playing World vs. World can claim camps. One of the next ones we'll do will be to claim towers. So when we get enough Ethereum here, because we already have all the materials, right? We could actually, because we have enough favor, once the Ethereum gets to 3,000, we can actually make this upgrade. And now people will also be able to claim towers in World vs. World. So there's all kinds, I'll just show you. We're not going to go any further into it. But I'll just show you there's all kinds of merchants in this guild hall that provide upgrades. This is what we're doing. This is why we're doing all this stuff. Like tavern restoration will be the next one. Provide more things through the tavern, more buffs and stuff. And we can also go to the mine. There's a merchant over there. We can upgrade the mine even further also. So there's like literally thousands and thousands of materials that we could donate to make this thing even better than it is right now. But it's not a race. And it's not like here's mining rate 3. We could actually do this pretty soon too, probably. Yeah. We just have to get the capacity of our mine up next. That's what needs to happen next. So we'll do that. But that's the general gist of what we're doing. We're earning favor by doing missions so that we can make upgrades to the guild hall, right? And then our level goes up and we have more upgrades available. That's it in a nutshell. So if you really, can, I just encourage you to go to the merchants. There are basically almost any of them, but this one's just as fine. They all offer the same upgrade options. So if you talk to this one, or the one over the hill, or the one over here at the war room, they all offer the same upgrade material needs. So if you ever think about, like, and you have some extra stuff, and you don't mind giving like 5 or 10 of something, just go in and ask what upgrades, give a couple materials in the treasury tab, and you'll really help us as a guild so that we can upgrade our guild hall more, reach more levels, and reach the possibility to make more buffs for our guild. I appreciate you watching this video. I know it was a little bit long-winded, maybe repetitive at times, but it was because I want to make sure that everyone understands what we're trying to do and how it works. And the system's a little convoluted, I think, and kind of not clear. But the main gist of it is that if all of us can contribute a little bit, we can make and do guild missions together. We can, slowly and gradually build up the guild hall, get more levels, and we'll have more buffs and more powers available to us as a guild. So thanks for watching this video. I'm going to post it to YouTube, and hopefully it helps explain what we're trying to do as a guild and why it's so expensive and why it's such an involved process and why we need to do guild missions together. So I hope this helps. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.